Hello and welcome back to HD Racing. Welcome to another live stream. We are going to continue as we have for the past days with the Builders Cup in Forza Motorsport. And without further ado, I think let's jump in and let's see what we have here. We are now on Premium Performance, which is also the one that you need to unlock the Open Series. So yeah, after this we can go for that as well if you want to, which will unlock the Audi R8. Looks like to be the new one, or the 2021 at least. But yeah, let's take a look. So I think we're finally getting to cars that are at least a little bit more modern and I wouldn't say completely track ready, but at least made in a way that are more suited to track driving, not like the Audi RS7 that I was driving yesterday, because that was, well, it was a handful and even upgrades couldn't really save that car. So hopefully this time we will have some better options. All right, let's start at the front. So let's go through all that we have. So we could drive an Aston Martin Vantage, the Bentley Continental Supersport, BMW i8, Ferrari Roma, Ferrari California T, and the Jaguar F-Type, Lotus Emira, the Porsche 911 Carrera S, and the TVR Griffith. Alright, I already have an idea, and you may also know which one this might be, because it's the one I already own. I bought this just to drive around in it a little bit. I played a little bit in free play. Shouldn't be all that much leveled yet, so won't be that big of an advantage, but still, yeah, I'm gonna definitely drive the Carrera. So yeah, let's select it. Don't need to buy another one. So you can see it's car level 3, so I think I did one race, maybe two. I think it was one. Not 100% on that. Yeah, let's see. We are starting out in Catalonia. This championship again is limited to PI 800, so S-Class. So yeah, let's just hop in. We can do just a little bit of tuning, so let's do that. There's not much that we can do, but let's start out by just doing a little bit of upgrading to the tire width. I think that is probably wise. Well, we can probably go down here. Is it really worth it? Like 50 CP saved. Don't think I'm gonna do that. Other than that, not much that is unlocked yet. Could go for brakes, but I think we'll instead add some power, even though this thing already has a lot of that. So maybe we are gonna go for brakes. Oh, we are not. Oh, brakes are really expensive, at least going for race brakes. Did not realize that. Alright, then let's see if we have something here. I think these are also... Oh, the air filter is 100 CP. So, that should be totally fine. A little bit of upgrading, almost an S-Class. Not quite. But, yeah. Let's take a look. Our first race. I'm curious how this car is gonna perform. I feel like it should be better than the experience I had yesterday in the Audi RS7, which really is not a track car at all. It's a fun car to drive, and I really enjoy that in Horizon, for example. But in Motorsport on the track, well, not so much, I don't think. Well, with a little bit more upgrades maybe, but not the way that I was able to drive that. So... do a usual thing, reduce fuel load. Kind of wish they would opt for a little bit less fuel as a default, so you wouldn't have to do that all the time. But apparently that's how it is right now. Alrighty, let's get on track. Let's get a feel for how this car performs. Again, I feel like it's a little bit quiet. Let me just see if my... so my game sound was kind of quiet, and well, every time that I press something on my keyboard, and even being at the volume, it stops my wheel from having any feedback. Yeah, definitely brakes could be an upgrade that this car could really do well with. Braking distance seems kind of long. And also again understeering quite a bit. Just want to get a feel for the car right now. Yeah, more understeery than I expected. For sure, so we gotta do something about that. So maybe this time, because that is something that unlocks earlier, we are going to go for anti-roll bars. I didn't do that yesterday. I opted to wait for the suspension upgrades. This time I think we are gonna try out with anti-roll bars and just set them quite aggressive to reduce understeer and maybe induce some oversteer in the meanwhile, but should be hopefully fine, and I'm hopefully able to handle that. But yeah, so far car feels very stable, and yeah, as I said, understeery. You can also hear that tire scrubbing. Probably shouldn't push it that much, but kind of feels like it should be able to go faster. Even through here, it feels like really slow. I think this car has a lot of power and probably has some good straight run acceleration and speed, but it's gonna suffer in the corners, I think. So not that great of a time so far. Let's try and improve on that. Try and carry as much speed as possible into the corners and then try and get a good exit. I think that's the strategy in this car for now. So I need to be careful here to not run wide this time. That was better. See, can we do this? Yes. I'm running a little wide here, but should give me a better exit. Oh boy, I locked up the brakes because I went a little bit far to the right. So that screwed up that corner for sure. Still, we are up on our first lap time by a long shot. We can definitely go faster here. Again, kind of seems to lock up even though I'm not pushing the brake in all too much. Okay, so 1.5 seconds faster at least. I think we're gonna do this last practice lap just to see if we can improve a little bit more. Maybe a little bit slow through there, but should give me a little bit of a better exit here. So I should be able to do this corner way better. Oh, even a little bit slow. Still way better line. Almost a second up on our last time. Alright, there's our improvement that we needed. And even managed to beat the recommended bonus time here. Nice. So we are able to do that. And let's get to the race and see how we do there. Actually kind of debating right now whether or not I should be going more towards the front of the field or if we should be more towards the back. Well, let's take a look. Where would our time have put us? Well, actually quite far forward. Would have put us at P3 or even P2, which you can't do. You can't, in the Builders Cup you can't go P1 or P2. The game doesn't let you, even if you would like to start in P1. Yeah, but let's maybe start like P10. That seems kind of fine. And hopefully, if we don't do anything stupid, we should be able to get towards the front of the field. Maybe not P1, but podium should be possible, hopefully. Let's go. Start is always a little bit tricky with the AI because, I don't know, they like to drive in the middle of the track and don't leave any space on the outside. So let's try and avoid contact here. Not all that easy with AI driving as it does. Okay. Power down. Yep. Here we cleared the Aston. Maybe I can go on the inside of this BMW. I can. Nice. I have to slow down here a lot more than you would think. Alright, we're up to P5 in our first lap, so not too bad. But let's try gain a couple more places here. Like I'm maybe over-rotating, so steering too much. Sometimes you can hear the tire scrubbing quite a lot. I also feel like the force feedback in this car is quite a lot lower than the other cars that I've been driving. Especially the other road cars. So maybe I'll turn up the force feedback. But let's do that after the race. Doing well in terms of lap time, I think. And we are keeping up. I'm not really getting close enough yet to attack these guys in the front. A little bit too fast in that section. Now we should have run on this guy. Nice, finally. A little bit of a lock up. I've seen some people saying that maybe just putting ABS on is better all the time. Like it doesn't really slow you down at all anymore. I haven't tried that yet. Might do in the future. For now I just like driving without ABS for the immersion. Like maybe once I focus more on multiplayer I will look at the assists in more detail. Both ABS and traction control, at least on sport, might be something that you could do, or that's maybe even better to do. If you go a little wide there and hit the curb, it's really tough to turn in. Oh, by the way, curbs. Curbs are sometimes quite dangerous in this game. Sometimes you can also ignore them, or basically just drive over them as if they were just normal road. And some curbs are either really slippery or really, really bumpy, and sometimes even when you don't really expect that from how they look. But yeah, overall still really love the feel of the game, like both in terms of how the cars feel to drive and also the force feedback that I get through my Fanatec wheel, which is not like it's a 5 Nm wheelbase. It's not crazy. A lot of people have way higher Newton-meter wheelbases, and I think they get more detailed feedback maybe. But I think for me it seems totally fine. I get all the feedback that I need. Feels like these guys in front are maybe fighting a little, something that you don't see all that often. Like normally AI, when it's gotten clear of the starting shenanigans with driving in big packs and being actually quite slow there, and normally they just drive on their own and don't really fight anymore, but it seemed like these guys were at least fighting a little. And it's something that you want from AI. I mean, it also happens with real people in online racing, so it makes your job a little bit easier if you want to catch up if they are fighting, and in turn going a little more slowly through some sections. So far not seeing a lot of that, has to be said. We're catching up here, so maybe we get this guy. A podium is still possible. Going a little bit deep into this corner. Can we get this guy still? should have the inside for this next turn. Or all the next turns, basically. So, yeah. And he even fell behind more, and the other guy behind was able to overtake him. Interesting. But yeah, P3, not bad. Starting from P10. Definitely don't have the pace for P1, maybe P2, given a couple more laps, but P3 is good for our first race here, and the car being almost stock. I mean, I upgraded a little, but it's still mostly stock, has to be said. Okay. So, we did get a couple more upgrades. So, as I said, anti-sway bars. I don't know why they're called anti-sway bars here. It's anti-roll bars, I think. And a flywheel. That should be something that could help with the crazy understeer that we have in this car. And we are going to try that out this time. So, let's do the race anti-roll bars. But from the start, and also want to upgrade brakes. Our brakes are kind of expensive, but maybe we can reduce power again and do tire width a little bit lower. Still 100 short. Maybe, I don't know, if I only use sport anti-roll bars, can I don't think you can adjust them if you just have sport, so I really would like brakes, so maybe we reduce tire width here in the front, or actually not in the front, I think in the back. Rear grip is totally fine. Front grip is where this car struggles for some reason, even though it is rear wheel drive. So we are actually reducing our PI with this, but I think the anti-roll bars could really help in terms of handling. I want to try that out. So let's actually... interesting. A lot of tire pressure in the rear. I wonder if this is right. But I don't really want to go into all the tuning with having to look at telemetry and stuff. Not something I really want to do right now. Can't do anything in alignment, but we are gonna make our front anti-roll bar way softer and our rear anti-roll bar a lot stiffer. Yeah, let's do something like that for now. And I think that is what we can do. What we are gonna do as well is increase our force feedback. Let's maybe go to 120. And brakes a little bit towards the front because they are now stronger. We'll see if this is enough, but yeah, let's stick with this setup for now. Alright, let's continue to Watkins Glen. Alright.
Experiment with braking deeper and deeper into the corners to create opportunities to overtake and lower your lap times. Get after it.
So once again, reduce our fuel load and start practice. Again, gonna do a little bit just to see how the car feels now. We need to adjust anything in terms of fine-tuning. Well, you can definitely feel the heavier force feedback, so I can say that tuning force feedback in the tuning menu does work. Might even be a little bit too heavy now, but well, we'll see. Maybe it's fine. So, brakes should be better now. Probably can't take this flat. Maybe at the top of the hill? No, I'm probably gonna crash into the wall if I do that. I think what this car needs mostly is better tires. I hope we can get to race tires during this championship. Oh, it's really unstable through this section, but I kind of expected that. I feel like... oh, yep. Yeah, maybe I was a little bit aggressive on the anti-roll settings. Okay, let's first go back to the tuning menu and maybe do anti-roll a little bit less aggressive. Like so. And I'm gonna reduce the steering force feedback adjustment to 110%. It'll still be enough. Okay, let's get going. Oh, didn't see there was one coming. That's definitely squirmier now. Need to take care a little bit more. I mean, in part I want this. I want the car to turn in more, but I don't want it to over-rotate as well. That might also be now because I don't have the thicker tires in the back anymore to help with grip there. I really feel like braking hasn't improved all that much with the race brakes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not feeling that right or not seeing that right, but it doesn't really feel like a big upgrade in terms of brakes. So maybe I'll go back to stock brakes for the next race and do some more other upgrades in the meanwhile. Okay, that lap obviously wasn't great. Still struggling to get the car to slow down, especially downhill. Almost running wide up on top of the hill here. Really struggling to get the car slowed down enough. It's interesting. I'm also kind of curious. Well, maybe I just need to brake earlier than I have been. Be careful to not rotate the car here. Still, I think the race brakes are really underperforming here. And that was 600 CP. Doesn't feel like that upgrade was worth it at all. I think I can't change that now, since I started the event. But I think I'll do that for the next one. Again, not the greatest lap here. Let's try one more. Oh, yeah. Easily lose the car now. I don't know. I think I made some errors on upgrading here. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. I wanted to take a look. I think I can't really do anything here. So restarting practice also makes no sense. So let's just skip and get to the race and see how we do. Kind of wish you could make some... Well, you can only do fine-tuning. Kind of wish you could do some performance upgrades still. Oh, let's start more towards the front this time. Because, like, if you are in practice and feel like some of the upgrades you did weren't that great, then it would be nice to be able to change that around again. And here we go. Right to our left, yeah. Maybe a little bit aggressive. Is he still there? Can't really look right now. We managed to get away. You need to brake early enough, especially for the chicane here. Otherwise the car will just get away from me. Oh boy. And should have slowed down more. Let's keep it together. Good. How many laps are we doing even? 5. So that should be plenty of time. Maybe catch up to these guys in front. Even though we are probably lacking power now, since I put so much into the race brakes, which don't seem to do much. At least not on these tires. And since we can't upgrade tires yet, not really much we can do. At the moment we are car level 9, so hopefully we should be 10 at the end of this. Should open up some more options for us. Still on track, barely. Slow down a little bit more here. Again, second slowdown. I think that was better. Go into a corner a little bit too fast. Now we need to be quite careful. Back here. Kind of difficult to get control back once it starts sliding, so we gotta do something about that. But I think it's mostly just mechanical grip right now. Oh. Yeah, I feared he might come up on us. Not looking like we can actually catch up to P3 right now. So maybe no podium this time? We'll see. Car still surprisingly behaved though on power. I didn't really expect that. Kind of expected this to be a little bit more tail happy. I'm putting power down, but so far so good. We're so close here. Like there's just enough space to go flat through that section. At least we can really take these curbs quite well. Same here, I really like that you can now extend to where the track limit actually is, as I outbrake myself. I mean, it's not understeering as much anymore as it was in the first race. I think I can say that. It's a little bit more difficult to handle on fast corners now. If you're a little bit too fast, a little bit over the limit, then it can actually try to get away from you. So you need to be really careful that you are just on the limit of grip and not over. Yeah, the tuning did help. Oh, right, not good. That might give a warning. No, actually it doesn't. Don't really understand this penalty system. Sometimes you just extend a little bit and it gives you like a almost 1 second penalty for basically not gaining anything. And sometimes, like there, you go really off track and maybe because you went so wide actually gained. I'm not sure if I did that time, but yeah, no penalty there. Kind of curious how this system works, and I also wonder if it's actually learning right now, because they said it's powered by machine learning, so I'm not sure if they trained the AI model once and that's basically the system we have, or if it's actively training on user data now, so that it improves. I'm not quite sure. I feel like some human intervention is probably necessary there, but I feel like with the additional data that they are getting, they should be able to improve on the system. That was a little bit too wide, so that is an off track, and again, no penalty. And that again was a little bit too fast. But at least so far I'm able to catch the car if it tries to get away from me. Yeah, almost car level 11, so hopefully we will get some much needed upgrades, and I'm definitely gonna get rid of the race brakes for now. Don't feel like they add enough for what they cost. Rather get some other handling parts and maybe some power as well. One more lap after this. I feel like I'm at least consistent now.
Last lap.
But yeah, as I said, not quite able to keep up with the top 3 right now. But I think some additional tuning and upgrading should help that. At least I was able to keep P5 behind me. I think they even switched around. There was a Porsche behind me before. Or Porsche. It's actually, like, I always kind of, when I'm speaking English, default to some pronunciation that aren't even correct. I don't know. It's Porsche. Okay. That's actually close. This guy maybe would have gotten to me if there was one more lap. But we managed to stay in P4, so that's nice. So P3 overall so far. Not too shabby. So yeah, let's see what we can do now upgrade wise. We now have springs and dampeners and some other upgrades and the tire compounds. That might be something to look into. As we are going into Virginia International. Okay. Not a track that I'm particularly good at. So let's first get the brakes out. This gives us more CP to work with and the brakes are just not good. Okay, we could do racing tires, but we would have to remove some other things, or we just go sports. I feel like I kind of want to try. I haven't done this before. I feel like the racing tires really add a lot. So maybe we actually don't have much else in, but we could. I mean, what's most important here, the front or the rear anti-roll bars? I feel like it's the fronts. So let's remove this. Now what do we have in? We actually only have the front anti-roll bars. We got some extra tire width in the front. Maybe we also reduce this to the minimum and get the anti-roll bars back in. And then we have 50 more, so we can probably get a flywheel. Okay. Or maybe, what can we do in terms of clutch? It's probably too expensive. Transmission, yeah, also, and driveline. We could, but I think, no, let's stick with this. We now basically only upgraded tires and anti-roll bars, so a lot of handling. Acceleration still improves, of course, better grip, but it's mostly handling and braking that has improved now. Even though we removed the race brakes, just because the tires are better, now we are even better in terms of braking. So the race brakes really, in this car at least, don't really do enough to justify the cost. I'm curious with the tires though. I feel like that should really help. Let's see.
Virginia International Raceway hasn't changed much since 1957, with so many fast, dramatic elevation changes.
What can we do in terms of tuning again? Again, not quite sure about the... Oh, we also could have done our suspension, but yeah, I think tires for now. We tried out suspension upgrades in one of the last streams, so what did I actually want to do? Anti-roll bars I wanted to take a look at. Yeah, I think I need to increase that one again because I removed it for a short time. Maybe like this. And then we also should be able to choose our tires here. So we are gonna do a 4-lap race at Virginia. I think I'm gonna do medium tires for now. And just see how they degrade. I feel like softs are probably not gonna last 4 laps at Virginia. Well, we'll see. Let's start out with the mediums, and if we feel like going to softs, then we still can for the race. Where's this guy going? Lawnmower incoming? Is he just rejoining like that? Holy hell. Already feeling way better on braking, even though we don't have the race brakes anymore. Just the tires give so much more grip, so the brakes, when they bite, actually do give you that braking power that you need, or the grip to be able to slow down. Also, other than that, I feel like the grip in general improved so much. I'm not quite sure about the understeer. It feels still kind of understeery. I really need to feel it out more. Oh, it's actually the full variant. Okay. Don't know the track well enough. I haven't driven it all that much in Forza Motorsport 7. So I'm probably gonna be a little bit slow here. Not because the car is now slow, but because I am. Okay. Up here. Is the back straight? In general, also feels way more stable, even in the fast corners now. It's still a little bit understeery, but not as bad as it was. Yeah, overall, I think the upgraded tire compound is probably one of the best upgrades that you can get. As I really off-brake myself into this first corner. I mean, I could go to the race now, but I feel like I need the practice on this track. I'm really slow. Kind of wish you could also skip lap in this mode, like you can in Rivals and in multiplayer. Because this lap is gone now. A little bit too fast and already off the track. So it's still understeering quite a bit, and as I struggle to get back on track. Maybe let's go here. Let's try for another lap. We actually only have to complete 2 laps in this, maybe because they are a little bit longer than normally in this cup so far. But I kind of want to do one more. Also gives more car levels, so we can do a little bit more upgrading, also in terms of power, because that we haven't upgraded that at all yet. Off track? Nope, this time no off track. This guy behind me is definitely faster than me. Like, it's so easy to lose the car here if you just go a little bit too fast, but you have to go fast. Otherwise, you're gonna get left behind. Well, at least I'm improving here. It's like not really my best track. Haven't driven that all that much. Interestingly, tire-wise, it's still looking very good on the mediums. Maybe we could go for softs. Check again afterwards how many laps we will have to do. That might give us the edge that I'm missing in terms of my personal ability to drive this track. Let's see, coming over the line, it's probably still quite far away, yeah, from the target lap time. So, what are we gonna do? Well, as I said, let's take a look how many laps we have to do, and then decide if we want to take soft tires. So event, we are doing 4 laps. I mean, I guess let's risk it, why not? Let's reduce fuel a little bit more and let's go to soft tires. I wanna try. If they fail me in the end, then so be it. Yeah, let's start in the middle of the field. Let's try to get some way towards the top. Kind of want to switch that up from time to time, maybe even do like start in the very back at some point, but again I only want to do that on tracks that are wide enough so I can overtake the bunching up AI, because they do that a lot, just bunch up and slow down, and it's really annoying if you can't get by because the track is too narrow. Yep, sorry. One guy off track. One more off track at least. And as 2 more go off track, I join them almost. So we gained some, we lost some. Look, this guy in front of me is, well, either the engine is just in general way louder, or there's some really big discrepancies. I already had that yesterday with the Audi RS7, which felt really quiet, and I couldn't even hear the engine at all when some other car was beside me. It's not as bad in this. This still has some engine sound that you can hear. I don't know, I'm not a big engine sound guy, so I don't know, it kind of feels to me that it sounds a little bit off, but maybe this is how the Porsche sounds, not quite sure. But I mean, the sound of is it an Aston in front, I think, that is really cool, really sounds amazing. Let's try to not ram into the back of this guy, as I still do that. Okay. I don't know why he was slowing down there. Back onto the main straight. Where did we start? At P12? I think we started P12. So 6 places gained so far. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Wow. Okay, I misjudged that heavily. As that guy decides not to give me any space. Careful. So how are our tires doing? I feel like they are not degrading at all. Is there some... like, is there more degrading on tires in multiplayer? Because I feel like after 1.5 laps of this, the tires in multiplayer would already have degraded quite a lot more. Like, if that's the case here, then can... basically, if you have the ability to put on race tires on the car, you should always put softs on in the Builders Cup, because the races are never all that long. It's interesting. Getting a little bit late on brakes. Still okay. Getting the hang of this a little bit more on Virginia International. I think VIR as it's called. I was surprised that that isn't an off-track, but it's also not the best exit for this. Can you call this a straight? I mean, it is kind of straight, but then again, you really need to take care. Not go off the track there. Oh yeah, the braking and understeer problem really have reduced quite drastically now that I put the race tires on. So I feel like this is a very good upgrade. I mean, it's quite expensive. Was it like 1.5k car points? Or even 1.7 from stock tires? Something like that. It is quite expensive, but I feel like it's really good. You get a lot out of that. Okay, let's slow down. Again, I feel like I'm improving here, but I think not enough. Well, let's take a look. Maybe we can get closer to these guys, but we only have one more lap left to do this.
Final lap. You got this.
And again, I feel like for that corner I need to brake earlier. Always screws me up. So also my line through there is probably not the best. I think I gotta practice more on this track. Can we take this I was gonna ask if we can take this basically, oh, probably not the best idea to go this way around. If we can take this without braking, we can't. Really lost the car there. Oh well, worth a try, I guess. Always gotta test the limit of what's possible. Probably not in a race. Probably should have done that in training or in practice. But whatever. The good thing about the single player, nothing really happens here. Oh. To first gear there. Definitely not my best performance. 9th overall. It's okay, I guess. So, let's see, where are we going to next? Hopefully something that I know a little bit better. Okay, we now can put on a rear wing and bumpers. Could be interesting. And Road America is next. Also not really my favorite track, but I guess I gotta learn. So, what are we going to do? How expensive are better springs and dampeners? That's already 500. We don't have all that much. I don't know if that's worth it right now. So what could we do? So rear wing, probably just can do, yeah. Do I want to do that? I mean, it's gonna help in terms of handling, especially through the fast sections. You know what? It kind of looks ugly, but I'm still gonna do that. I want to try how much this helps. Oh, sorry, I wanted to do a little bit more. Let's now just take a little bit more power, I guess. I haven't done that at all. Yeah, speed is going down, but we can reduce the aero a little bit more. So that should be doable. Probably can do this right away. So let's go to aero and reduce how much aero there is so we don't lose as much top speed. Actually, let's take a look. How much is the difference there? So we are at 315, and if we go down to like here, we are at 318. It's actually not all that much. And acceleration wise, 7.48, 1 to 160. Well, that is quite a lot more. Well, actually, it's not all that much. Let's just stick it here. I don't really know. We're gonna try it out. Actually, I'm curious if I'm gonna feel the difference. But it should be more planted in the fast corners, which is where this struggled a little bit. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna regret not putting a better suspension in, but, well, what can you do? There's only a limited amount of car points available.
One of Road America's most unique features is a long uphill front straight, which makes overtaking there difficult without plenty of horsepower.
And again, tune car, not tune, fuel and tire. And reduce that a lot. And go for soft tires. And let's get into practice. So, are we gonna feel the difference here with putting that ugly rear wing on? So far, well, wasn't that fast of a corner, but that felt really bad actually. Let's see. There's a particular corner that I have in mind where I feel like the wing really would help. Let's see if it does. Obviously not gonna help much in these low speed corners here. I mean, this is still kind of medium speed, I guess. Might help a little bit there, but there are some other corners on this track where it might help more. Even though this track has a lot of low speed corners, it has a lot of these almost 90-degree angles. I feel like it's really weird of a layout for a racetrack. So let's see. No, definitely still struggling on braking a little bit, especially downhill. A corner like this, the rear wing probably helps. To be early on brakes everywhere. Just need to take note of that. So this is one of the corners where I feel like the wing probably helps to get around it faster. I always don't know where I can put the power down. Probably around there. And then this fast right-hander. This is, I feel like, where the wing should help me out a lot. I still need to slow down a little bit more for that. Oh, I'm really overshooting the corner now. Maybe I made some wrong choices in terms of upgrades again. Again. Let's try that one more time. Still understeering quite a lot. Definitely a little bit too late on brakes again. Again. Oh boy, yeah. You can definitely take that corner almost flat or just with a little bit of a lift in the faster car classes, but not in this. At least we're getting some car levels still, so since we got a few more events coming up here, maybe we can do some more upgrading afterwards. Alright, yeah, I'm not really managing to do the time there, but should be fine. Let's go into the race. Alright, I think we set everything up in terms of tires and fuel. So where do I want to start? Let's maybe go P8 this time. Trying to get to podium position once again. Be nice. Gonna leave enough space on the outside? Not quite, barely. I think he's still there. No, he's not anymore. Okay, let's remember to brake early enough here. Maybe can get from the inside here. Actually, I gotta go for a second. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back, and yeah, everything seems to be working again, so let's continue. I had to get the door real quick. So where are we? We are in P4. That's actually not bad. Okay, let's now be careful with the next corner. I really don't want to fly off here. That's quite easy to do. And again, I outbrake myself for this corner. Really need to take care to brake earlier here. So easy to run wide there as well. What I find kind of interesting and also cool is that the dashboard in this car actually is seemingly fully functional. Like even the G-force meter is working, or at least is doing what it is supposed to do, so it really tells you where the G-forces are going. I don't know if this was working in Forza Motorsport 7 as well, Can't quite remember. But I always like these kind of little details. Not quite sure about the other things in the dash, like time of day and like engine and oil temperature and stuff like that. I don't know if that's all modeled correctly or at least is changing when there's changing conditions, but well, at least like stuff like the G meter is working, or G-force meter. I feel like I need to hook the inside more. There's a little bit of, I wouldn't call it banking, but a little bit of a dip there. Could help pull the car around. Okay, let's not overshoot this corner again. I feel like it's really easy to do. That's definitely better. But again, podium is really driving away from me. Not quite sure we can manage to catch back up. Well, we got 2 more laps. At 4.4 seconds right now, it's quite a lot. Let's see if we can close out this gap. I feel like I'm losing out on the straight, so maybe I'm missing power now. Invested so heavily in handling. Maybe I just don't have the straight line acceleration and speed anymore. And the rear wing probably also doesn't help that. So maybe we'll do some more changes after this race. I feel like if you hook the inside there a little bit more, then it can go even faster. But I feel like it could be still kind of sketchy in this kind of a car. So I can't really catch up and only kind of keep the gap at the kind of the same. And even losing out here. I don't know, through this last sector they really did well, or maybe on the straight. I think I really am missing power right now. Or maybe that is something we are gonna invest in after this race. And maybe I'll get rid of the wing as well. I mean, it's helping a little bit with stability, but maybe we can also get that from something like the better suspension or stuff like that. Right now for me it's all just still experimentation in terms of what upgrades work in these road cars to make them better on a track. As I said before, I feel like tires are really helping. especially if you can get to the race tires. Because also for some reason the softs don't degrade as much as they do in multiplayer, so I mean, we did 4 laps of this now. It's not the longest track there is, but it's also not all that short. It's over 2 minutes of lap time. So I feel like the soft tires should degrade more here, like at least in terms of my experience for multiplayer. I don't know if I already put out the video. If not, it's gonna come soon, where I tried out soft tires in a short multiplayer race, and well, you will see, but it went kind of poorly. Soft tires really are struggling once they go to below half health or are worn to more than half. And especially if they go to below 1/3 or 1/4, somewhere out there, they really don't have any grip anymore, and you just understeer and slide everywhere. Yeah, for some reason that's not a problem here. You can still see in the bottom right that tire health is still very good, even after 4 laps of this. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm kind of wondering if there's some kind of difference in terms of the speed at which tires degrade in single player versus multiplayer. Interesting. The podium didn't load in there. Alright, I think we are not quite car level 20 as we head into Suzuka. Again, the full circuit. That's actually kind of nice that now in the later cups here you can do a lot of the full circuits. We only got 600 CP to use, so what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna remove that wing. It's not helping enough, and it's also very ugly. So instead I think we are gonna put in better springs and dampeners. So let's actually go for the race suspension and then just invest in power, I think. So fuel system, ignition, and air filter. Why not? 750 PI. Let's do that. Yeah, handling and braking goes down a little. Oh, actually, how expensive were the brakes? I think they were 600. Yeah, that's too much for me. I'm not gonna remove that many parts. So let's stick with this. Maybe we'll do some more fine-tuning to get a little bit of the understeer out if we need to. So maybe put a little bit of rake on the car, so put the front a little bit lower than the rear. That might help with understeer. If we still have problems, we'll see. Also don't want to make the car too unstable.
Noticeable elevation changes, high-speed straights, and a mix
Yeah,
of almost
and
every type of
as
corner.
always,
So keeping your
fuel and
speed up
tires.
consistent is critical.
Go a little bit more. Now, maybe like this. Go on the softs. And let's start practice. Let's see how the car feels, if we need to do any changes to the setup, to the tuning rather. We are gonna struggle on braking still, so just something to keep in mind. Gotta brake early enough. And there's still some understeer. So maybe we'll try to tune that out. Definitely feel the tire scrubbing. Yeah, we're gonna do something there. One just doesn't have enough grip at all. Wow, it's even worse than before. Maybe because I removed the rear wing again. Let's get this lap done and then maybe at the end do some changes. Wanna get a feel for how it performs now. Still need to be careful with braking, as I said. Yeah, here you really can feel the understeer. Struggling to go around this corner. I'm gonna say probably can go a little bit faster there, but actually you don't, because you just understeer out of the exit. Yeah, let's head to the tuning menu. Let's see what we can do. Alignment. Can probably run a little bit more camber on the front, and just gonna do a little bit of toe changes. Those are already changed, so let's change ride height, just put it a little bit lower and put some rake on, not too much maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's try this. If it's too much, we can always reduce it. Not gonna touch the dampeners, suspension geometry. Yeah, I think we'll try it like this. See if that's better. It feels a little bit better. Maybe we can even go a little bit more aggressive on rake. It's just scrubbing around this corner. I mean, it's not gonna magically fix the understeer, of course, but maybe it can help reduce it a little. Still understeering a lot here. And that's probably because of the missing downforce in the rear right now. Alright, let's do some more changes and make them a little bit more aggressive on brake. Let's just put it down in the front a little bit more. I think I'll leave it at that. Don't want to touch anything else there because I'm not confident enough on my tuning knowledge to be able to like deal with spring rates and dampeners and stuff, and yeah. At least we have some more power in the car as well now. That should really help in terms of straight line speed and acceleration. I think I was struggling the most in the last race. Scrubbing quite a lot here. But I mean, it's not a track car, so I don't know. Probably expect a little bit too much out of this car. It's still a road car, even with the upgrades I put in now. Can't quite go flat through here. Probably shouldn't go that wide on that corner. Can cut the curb on the inside a lot. So here, really can't go all that fast. I mean, all of these laps help me get better driving the car. And as well give me car levels so we can upgrade more for the next event. Actually not quite sure, I didn't check, is this the second to last now? I think it might be. Versus even the last one? I don't know. Maybe we can check in a bit. But I think there should be one more after this. Time-wise, not quite where I need to be, but it's close, so it's fine for now. All right. Okay. Does it tell me here? It's 5 out of 6, so one more after this. Yeah. Will be helpful to get some upgrades in. Do we maybe... yeah, why not? Let's try and start from the back for once. Haven't done that in a while. Let's just try and see how that goes. If it goes really badly, we can always restart. If just the AI doesn't want to play nicely with us. But hopefully we can gain a lot of places in the beginning. Not quite sure that through the middle is the right call here. I should have probably gone to the left. Or to the right. Since the AI doesn't really respect that you are there, going in the middle is most of the time a really bad decision. It's actually kind of hard to get some overtakes going here. But, oh, okay, you really pushed me wide now, and once you get on the grass you really slow down as well. That wasn't nice. And that also means we gotta do these overtakes again. Oh, and they are really slowing down here again. This is something that happens a lot, like in some of the more slow corners, AI just starts to bunch up and just slows down to a crawl. I hope we didn't get any engine damage from that. Or that. Okay. Let's actually see. Just a little bit, 2%, that's not too much. Yeah, it really doesn't want to play nicely with me in these races. Completely bumping me off the track in the beginning was really not nice. like I need to slow down a little bit more here since I was so much on the inside. But still a good exit. And again, the AI drives in the middle of the track and then at the last moment goes to the outside to the racing line, and I don't know. I feel like I was already there. Still 2% engine damage, not that bad. Yeah, but I feel like to get actual racing going, having actual fights, is kind of almost impossible with this AI. Because they just don't respect that you guys are there, they don't drive in any way that lends itself towards actual fighting. I mean, at least they're not just roadblocks that you have to get by, like in some games. But I also don't feel like they are particularly fun to race against. They can be fast, but they also are not really context aware. Let's just call it that. Oh boy, that was my mistake. Try to just send it on the inside here. And it worked. I'll go on the grass. And again, it's like almost on the middle of the track. I really hate that. I was really under the impression that they would take more of a racing line in this game. I always had that issue in Forza Motorsport 7 as well. They were driving not really on a racing line, like all the way to the outside. Or actually, if they want to, then try and go and defend, taking more of inside line, but they just drive in the middle of the track and you're like, okay, should I go to the left or to the right? Where will they leave me space? And even here, like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. This happened quite a lot of times. I mean, I just pulled alongside, he had the racing line, could have just stayed towards the outside, but instead, once I was alongside, the AI just pulled into me, being like, yep, you're not gonna go by me. Just make this a breakfast and I'm just gonna ram you. I don't know. There's something that I expect out of online lobbies, but not out of AI that is supposedly really improved. I mean, it is in terms of speed, but other than that, it's still kind of dumb, sadly. Finally got some clean air and no AI to bump me around, so maybe I can actually catch up a little bit. Probably not the best exit. Thought I might get him in the straight. So if I now dive on the inside, he's probably just gonna ram me again, isn't he? Try and leave him space. Yep, and that happens if you do. I mean, I left more than enough space. But it seems like the AI is just not aware of the player at all.
One more lap.
Quite disappointing, actually. I was really expecting a lot more. Kind of afraid to dive on the inside of this guy now. Probably just gonna ram me off again. Anyway, still gonna try. Will it work this time? This, yeah, it's the last lap, so I'm not gonna go much further. But I mean, from starting from the back and being rammed off at least 2 times. Yeah, in the beginning where I was sent on the grass, and then later by the guy that's now behind me. Still a decent result, I think. Nope. Given a couple more laps, probably could have caught up a little bit more. Maybe gained 2 or 3 more places. But it being this way, yeah, I can see in the lap times. I probably could have gone podium here as well. Oh well, no matter. So we got one more event coming up, one more race. So that also means one more chance to upgrade the car a little bit more. So we now unlocked a couple more things here, but probably are still limited. Oh, did I see Spa there? That's nice. I like Spa. Oh, Spa. That might mean I need to put the wing back on, because Spa really needs aero, I think. As much as I hate this, I'm gonna do it still. Oh, at least the front bumper is not expensive, but this is still the old ugly front bumper as well. I've seen on some cars they have some new bumpers, where it's actually looking a little bit nicer, but this is still, well, quite bad. Don't think I'm gonna do anything here. Maybe we could do a little bit more on tire width, or we could do now the race brake. I think what really would help is some weight reduction. So it helps in all aspects. So we also get a little bit better braking as well as handling acceleration. So yeah, let's do that. And then we still have 100 left. What are we going to do? Maybe a little bit of a better clutch. So probably can get a little bit better shifting going. But it still says acceleration speed goes down, and that's because of my downforce. So the aero I put on, but better handling, better braking. Hopefully will make a better feeling car. And for Spa as well, I really don't want to go in without more aero, because I feel like I'm gonna just die through Eau Rouge Radio if I don't have aero. So yeah, last event in this also means after we finish this, we we'll have unlocked the Open Series, which is nice. Kinda wanna get that started at some point, because that will give a reward car for October. I mean, it's still like, I think over 4 weeks. It's probably like 5 weeks still that we still have, but as I said, wanna get started. To get the reward car there, which seems to be the new 2020 Audi R8, which kind of interested in that, trying that out. Actually didn't want to go here, but here. That's definitely not enough. 4 laps is at Spa, yeah, that's gonna require a little bit more fuel. Alright, let's get some practice going so we can see how fast we can do en rouge. Because I feel like we do need to slow down, well, quite a lot. Hopefully the added aero will help and make this more of a race car now. I mean, we've got a lot of racing parts on now. Kind of missing the transmission, but probably will, like, new gearbox would probably have helped. Definitely feeling snappy in terms of braking now. Probably mostly due to the weight reduction. I mean, the car is kind of heavy in stock configuration. Alright, what can we do here? 4th gear? I'm kind of going off track then. Can I save this? Barely. Yes, 4th, but need to be more smooth on steering and acceleration as well. Interestingly enough, my front tires seem kind of cold right now. Let's see if that continues. So I might have to increase tire pressure there. Well, I guess if I get that much tire scrubbing because of understeer, then temperature in the front tires is probably not going to be a problem. Let's see. They turn blue again on the straights, then we'll have to do something, but so far seems okay. Maybe take a look when we get back to the Camel Straight. I feel like I might need to shift the aero balance more towards the front. There doesn't seem to be much grip there. Probably need to brake for this too. Yeah, we do. Alright, always nice to figure that out in practice, so I don't have to do that in a race. Definitely wanna try and see if we can't do something in terms of aero balance. So I feel like, yeah, put it way higher in the front maybe. Go to the max? I don't know. Maybe let's reduce it in the rear. Maybe not go that extreme on the front as well, but something like that should maybe help. Let's go for another one. Apparently I already was fast enough for the target lap time by a lot. Interesting. It's quite the slow lap, wasn't really all that great. Oh well. I don't know, sometimes these times really don't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe that was a little bit slow, but it's fine. For some reason I can feel a lot more of the road texture now. I don't know if this is due to the added arrow, maybe. There's more pressure on the tires and that corresponds to having more basically force feedback, at least in terms of the track details. Not quite sure, but I can definitely feel the difference now. For these kind of corners, there's not much that arrow will help, but at least through the fast ones should be kind of helpful. Nice exit out of Stavelov. Nope. Went in the grass. 0.7 for that. I really just lost control and went off track a little. I don't understand this penalty system sometimes. A little bit better for lap time, but still quite a messy lap. Should be able to do better, hopefully, in the race. Let's see. I think it's 4 laps now that we have to do in this last event. So let's see what we can do. I'm gonna start more towards the front this time because I don't want to go through slow down on Rouge Radeon with AI just bunching up and going up the hill in second gear or something. So yeah, we're just gonna, I don't know, maybe start P5? Time-wise, yeah, I would have been P1 easily. I don't know why the AI is this slow here, but apparently it is. So either it's bad here in general, or maybe just not balanced well enough, because I feel like I don't have made that significant upgrades in terms of my car that it would make such a big difference. This rear wing and the front splitter. Ugh. But what can you do? There are no other parts for this car that you could put on. Just the ugly old Forza stuff. Kind of don't want to say it, but built from the ground up. Yeah, great. Okay, that's not fun. Just got crashed from behind. We are gonna restart this. And that's what I meant before, like, AI just doesn't seem to care that you are there. They just... let's maybe go P4, and maybe go towards the outside. Yeah, AI just doesn't seem to care if you are there or not. They just drive their racing line and don't even try to avoid you. Alright. Oh, camera now. I mean, it's still fine, it's not wrong, it's just not my preferred camera. Since driving with the wheel, I really like the dashcam view. Makes a little bit more of a realistic feeling for me. Oh, careful, don't accelerate too much in first gear here. So that was better of a start. I feel like the inside line there is way too dangerous with AI. Oh, and also this is dangerous. Is he still beside me? Yes, he is. Well, there's some runoff here. Probably gonna get a penalty for that. No, this time we don't? Okay. I did slow down a little bit. Try to lift afterwards. See if that maybe helped not getting a penalty. And it seemed like it did. And we are up into P2. Right. That's nice. Let's try and keep up with P1 so he doesn't run away. Not this time. And do you see that? I feel like this guy has a broken tail light in the left. Same for the brake light. What's going on there? I'm not even sure if there's any light on the left at all, or if it's just darker. I don't know if this is a visual bug, or I don't think this guy had any contact, which would warrant that being damaged, and also don't know if lights can be damaged in this game. I haven't seen that yet. That's interesting. Might just be a visual bug, I'm not sure. It is not as noticeable here, but still, like, once he's braking, you can really see there's only a brake light on the left side of his car. Is he gonna leave me space? I mean, I'm gonna try to leave him space, but he's now gonna ram me, right? And this time he doesn't. But he pulled up alongside me. Okay, that wasn't my bad. Need to slow down quite a lot. I mean, the added arrow definitely helps, but it's still no track car. And up until this point I really haven't found any good way to reduce the understeer that this car just naturally has. But it seems like we're pulling away this time. Finally. But I'm also always not sure in these events if it's because of the upgrades that I put in, or that the AI just drives worse on a specific track. I kind of feel like they do here. I feel like they're kind of slow on Spa. At least on the difficulty that I'm on. Just 6 out of 8, so not the highest, but still was challenging enough for me on most tracks. Here, not really, and I'm not even driving all that well, I don't think. I'm really pulling away now. I mean, I can still make mistakes, so let's try to not make any. Really struggling to find a good line through there to go a little bit faster. But yeah, I would say overall a more enjoyable experience this time. Last time in the super sedans was very, very noticeable that they were never meant to drive on any racetrack. Very unstable, understeering heavily. Just not pleasant to drive most of the time. Here at least you're getting some kind of a, at least more track capable car. Especially with the upgrades now. And it feels okay now. As I said, still understeering. Not as bad as it was in the beginning, and feels better on braking and especially on corner grip in the slope corners.
Last lap. Let's go.
Kind of curious what's gonna come after this. So of course we can do other tours in the Builders Cup, but I think this might be the last full event in the Modern Tour. And there's just a spotlight event with like one race at the end. I'm not quite sure if that's the case, but I think it is. And maybe you also get some kind of a reward car for that. Maybe we'll take a look afterwards, but I don't think I'm gonna play that today. Been streaming for 2 hours now. Like for now, that's kind of the limit of what I can do. Don't wanna overdo it. Game actually looks kind of nice now. Like in dark here with the track lights and just a little bit of fog or haze going. Looks actually kind of nice. Wish the game would look as good as this most of the time. As I said multiple times before, still has quite a lot of performance issues, as well as just looking not that great in some lighting conditions. I don't know, I hope there will be some hotfixes or patches, something to make the game run better and also look better on PC. And I've heard also that on consoles there are also some graphical issues, not as bad as on PC as far as I've heard. I mean, it at least runs smooth there, but it has also some graphical glitches and stuff. So I think Turn 10 has their work cut out for them, and hopefully they will be quick to react to all of the things that are wrong right now with the game. As we just hit car level 29, so almost at 30, not quite. We started at level 3 before this, before we even started this cup, so with this cup gained 26 levels, so it's about half of the maximum, which I think is, it could definitely be more. I really wish the leveling was faster. I feel like I drove the car a lot now, but still only made it halfway through the leveling process, so I still can't access a lot of stuff. Okay, we got a reward car for completing all series in the Modern Tour. We now got the 2017 Ford GT. Okay, and the open class tour is unlocked. Yeah, and for a car we have some more upgrades we can put in, but right now we are still locked out of engine swaps, drivetrain swaps, and probably a lot more that is only unlocked later. So yeah, actually interesting. It says that I already got the reward car, the Ford GT, but it looks like you also get that from this showcase event. Is there something broken here? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to do this spotlight event at some point and see if I get something else, or maybe I didn't even get the Ford yet, even though it said I did. Let's take a look. Oh, not buy cars. I wanted to look at my cars. Oh no, it says I did get a new Ford, yeah, Ford GT. And it's the same one from the picture, from what I can see. So I'm not quite sure. So maybe I don't have to do the spotlight event to get the car. But what is the point then? That's a little bit confusing. But regardless, we unlocked the Open Series, which means we can get going on this. There's 4 races in each, starting at C class up to S class, and then one final event to get the Audi R8, V10 probably. And it looks to me that this is the new version, and not the one that you can buy with credits in the shop. I can probably show you. Buy cars. We then go to Audi. The 2020 RS8 is not in here. There's only this 2016. So, and this looks different to me. So I think it's the new one that you can unlock there, which you can't buy. So it's something that you maybe want to do if you are interested in that. It takes a little bit. I mean, basically, it takes me around like 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on how long or how much time I take for each of the events. But like 1.5 to 2 hours, probably more towards 2 hours for each of these events. So that's 8 hours till this point here, and then you still have to do these events down here, which are probably a little bit quicker because it's only 4 events each. So let's say 1.5 each, which would bring it to 6 hours down here. So 14 hours roundabout to even get to the point where you can unlock this R8. That's quite a lot. And if you, I mean, we still got time until the, I think, 16th of November. So there's still quite a lot of time, but still, if you don't focus at all on single player, you might miss out if you realize too late. I'm gonna make a video on that at some point, probably quite soon, to let you know about the reward cars, how to get them, and how much time you have, and how long that's maybe gonna take. So you have an idea, and that you can hopefully start early enough so you don't have to stress out at the end of this reward season. So that's about it. The only thing I want to do is quickly check what is active in multiplayer now. So I feel like, yeah, I saw that on the stream this morning, that the Formula Master series is now here for some reason, but also ends in a day. That was not there at all. And I feel like Formula Master should start only tomorrow, or maybe even on the 12th? I think they said the 12th. So I don't know why this is here and why it says it ends in one day. I feel like the GTX sports cars are gonna end, and the Mazda should be the one that's coming in 2 days, I think. And also the, oh, interesting, even here the A-Class series is gonna be rotated out. For some reason the A-Class series is now in as well. I don't know if they changed something here, that they now have 2 active, or if this just some weird bug, some misconfiguration. Because I feel like the A-Class series should rotate out, and the A-Class series should be the one that's coming in 2 days. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see what is gonna happen. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head off now. If anyone's still watching, thanks a lot for being here. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I will definitely have more videos coming up. Live streams are gonna, well, not be as frequent now. I will not have as much time because I have to get back to work tomorrow. But I will try to get like 1 live stream in a week. Maybe I can still do that. So hopefully, fingers crossed. And as I said, still videos coming up for sure, both on single player, multiplayer, and just informational videos like I've done before. So there's gonna be a lot there. Hopefully you will be there with me. And for now, yeah, thanks for watching. I've been HD Racing, and see you next time.